So this is my eBay score, and inside got, it's a bunch of Sega Game Gear stuff. All the manuals for Sonic, the Sega Game Gear itself, Super Monaco, Super Kickoff, and Columns. And I've actually got all the cartridges for those are in here as well. There's Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Chaos, Super Monaco, Super Kickoff, and Columns. And in here, a pretty much mint condition Sega Game Gear. It's even got some fresh batteries in that haven't leaked and all that kind of stuff. So the reason I got this is because the Game Gear that I fixed, which used to belong to my sister, this actually works perfectly fine now, but I've only got one game, Mickey Mouse Land of Illusion, so it'd be nice to have another game. The D-pad, you can see there, it's really rattly and broken. I think there's a piece snapped off inside there, and the screen is super scratched. So I thought it'd be nice to get a replacement for this D-pad, but I couldn't really find any, and you can get replacement screens, but I just figured that if I can't get the D-pad, maybe what I need is a broken Game Gear unit that I can actually just, you know, transplant this into. So what I've ended up finding is this whole thing was like basically exactly what I wanted, is that it had a bunch of games and it had a mint condition Game Gear, but it doesn't work, and I'll show you what it does. You press the button and, oh, there we go. I think that had been left on actually. It comes on for a second and then just goes off. So I don't know if that's the batteries. Oh, did the screen come on then? Looks like the screen did power up for a second there. It could be the batteries, I'll have a look at that in a minute. If I can't get this to work, then it becomes a case donor for this other one, so I can have a perfectly working one. The D-pad on this one's really good, it doesn't twist around or anything. It feels much better when you press it. My plan wasn't to try and fix this, but I don't know, it might actually be quite easy. It might be a problem with the power board or something. But in the meantime, I could test out if any of these games work on my working Game Gear. Ooh, original or flash? Yeah, the answer is this works. Now I'm pretty sure that we had this back in the day. Because I seem to remember playing it. But I don't know, maybe we didn't, who knows? It's too far in the past. 1993? Oh yeah, this looks nice. It looks a bit better in here than it does in on the camera, but you can see all the scratches on the camera from the light reflecting on it. Yeah, I think the next thing to do is to have a look inside this and see if I can diagnose what's wrong with it. Might just swap the batteries out first and make sure it's not the batteries. I think it might have been left on. They look relatively fresh batteries. I mean, they look new. I mean, they don't look like they've been in it for 30 years. It was sold as not powering up, but I'm just going to make sure. Here we go. Yeah. So that is, oh, it stayed on. And this time it stayed on, but it's not doing anything. So yeah, maybe these were just bad batteries, but that's definitely on now. I can visibly tell now, I know what to look for. Is this going to work? Yeah. So it's definitely got some weird power problems because these batteries can power this one, but they can't power the other one. Yeah, so those batteries are absolutely fine. I can see the screens flickering. I think this has got the same capacitor problems that my other one had. I can see the screens just barely flickering. I don't know if you can see this. It's not coming across on the camera, but the screen is flickering and the backlight's on, so the backlight works. But if I do manage to fix this, this means that my idea of having a donor case for the broken Game Gear actually means that I won't have a donor case. I'll just have another fixed Game Gear. So we'll have to see how this goes. Right, here we go. What have we got? Has this one got the same leaky crap that the other one's got? And the answer is definitely yes. Brown horribleness on these capacitors here. I don't know, you can see these disgusting capacitors. They have totally leaked. See if any of the other ones are good. They've leaked as well. At least one of them has. The other one's probably leaked. That one's leaked there. That one's leaked. You can see all the brown next to all these capacitors. And that one there is leaked. That one, ooh, that one's gone all green. Horrible. You can see all the brown coming out of that. They've all leaked. What else have we got? That one there is also leaked, and that one actually looks like it might be all right. Maybe one of them's okay, but that's probably leaked as well. The power board I didn't do anything to on the other console. So it's got those three. I've actually got replacement capacitors for this though, so if they were bad I could replace them. And that is the soundboard. What's going on there? What has happened there? I have no idea. Oh yeah. So I think there's a good chance on this one that the soundboard won't work because it looks like these ones have leaked. They looked okay on the other one, I didn't replace them. But they're looking like, yeah, that's got corrosion on it there. So the soundboard's definitely bad on this one. And the main board's all bad. What happened to that? So I think the first thing to do before I go any further is just to replace all these main board ones. And so I don't need to fix the soundboard first. And the power board looks all right. Right, well there we go. So maybe this one can be resurrected as well. But inside it looks, apart from the leaky capacitors, it looks quite clean. So right, so I'll just get on with recapping this the same way I did the other one, and we'll see if that resurrects it. All I've done so far is I've replaced caps C1 and C3. Had a look on the schematic and they appear to be the caps that are filtering the main processor. They're filtering the 5-volt line for the main processor, or they're bypassing it. Yeah, so that's definitely C3 there. That's one of the ones I've replaced. It says C4 as well, but that's I think that's a ceramic cap, so that's all right. And then I think C1 is there. So it looks like C1 and C3 are the bypass caps for the voltage lines to the main SRAM and to the Z80 processor. And then I thought I'd give it a go to see what I've done. I've had to put this cap up here because it would bang into the battery case. This one is a little bit of a different layout to the other Game Gear. So this cap wasn't in the way last time, but now it is. So I've kind of done that a bit wrong, but it does fit in the case, so that's all right. I'm gonna have to be careful when I do these that they still get in behind this battery case. But if I power this up now, I think this might be hard to see. Yeah, that is hard to see, but that is Sonic. Yeah, can you see it? So the backlight's clearly not working because the other caps aren't working and the soundboard's not plugged in. But that shows that the processor and the RAM and everything's actually working. So just those two caps was enough to actually boot the machine again. So that's worth knowing if you want to know if one of these things actually works. Just replace those two because they're clearly going to stop the processor and the RAM from working. But yeah, with all these other caps broken, it still actually works, but the backlight's clearly not working correctly. It's on full brightness there. But that's good news. That means that the processor and everything is working, which means it won't end up being a donor parts. It'll actually end up getting fixed. So yeah, I've just got to replace the rest of the caps now and try and get it back together. There's a couple of 50-volt caps here, so I'm going to go for those next because last time I did that, that fixed the backlight. So I reckon these two will fix the backlight and then we'll be able to see it. Turns out it was a bit harder than last time. This other board's slightly harder to get them on because they've got to fit on under the battery case here. So I've had to take these two off. I didn't want to do these two just yet, but I've done them anyway. I've kind of had to move them all in weird places to get them in. We'll power this up now and see if it can actually boot the Game Gear now. There we go. So, has that fixed the backlight? I think it has. I think that has fixed the backlight. It seems to be an improvement. So I'll just keep going and do the rest now. There's not many more. Well, I think I've done about half of them. Yeah, that's the backlight done. It's like it can go way brighter than it needs to be now. Excellent. I'm very pleased again. Got another working Game Gear, although it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting this to be a parts machine. It appears that it is starting to work. So that's all the caps on the main board put back in. I'm going to reconnect this soundboard. Don't hear any sound. Oh, hang on. No, I'm getting no sound out of it. But computer's on, so that's a good start. The only thing I really need to know now is whether I can get it back in the case. There's definitely some leaked something on this board, so I'll clean that off as well. But yeah, so it looks like the soundboard will need repairing as well. But for now, I just want to find out that I can get all this back in the case and it all works. So yeah, it's a shame about the sound, but it's a good start. I've got all the screws back in. Well, I've got all the ones back in the main board. I haven't put them all back in here at the moment. Just need to make sure that this is closing properly. So, have I balked it? Well, I need to put a cartridge in. Let's go for Mickey Mouse again. And it's got no sound. Let me just check the volume is up. Volume is fully up. And there is music on this bit, I know this now. D-pad's working really well. Oh yeah. So this is like way better. The D-pad's working way better than the other one. So I'm quite happy. It was just quite hard to get all the capacitors to actually fit. They were actually a bit bigger than the other set I bought. So just getting them all in the right places so that they didn't get obstructed by anything was a bit hard. I might have the same trouble with the soundboard now. And it'll be interesting if I do get it working to see how much more, if it's any louder than the other working Game Gear. I don't know if the screen's any better than this one. It's got like vertical lines and stuff. The soundboard does look particularly bad. It's got like corrosion all over it. So the caps on that have definitely leaked. It makes me wonder if it's worth replacing the ones on the other one, the working one, before they leak. But I don't know why the other one didn't leak at all, but this one seems to have gone completely bad. This one maybe is a little bit older, this console, because it's the older board. It's probably only older by a year or two. Maybe only a year, but maybe that's enough. So that is one more fixed Game Gear, apart from the sound, which would be the next task.